Welcome.
Attention, please.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome to the No Comfort Zone podcast. It's time to get out of your comfort zone and live on purpose. Broadcasting to the world from Rockford, Illinois. This is your wake-up call.
Warning.
You are the solutions to all your problems. Stop thinking average. Become the hero version of yourself. Every day, every time, without fail, no exceptions. It all matters. You've entered the No Comfort Zone. It's time for a reality check.
Here's a serious question that I want to ask the people out there listening to the No Comfort Zone podcast. Do you ever find yourself, like, for example, maybe on a Sunday night, right before you have to go back to work, or let's say Monday morning before to work, do you find yourself where you find yourself getting sick? Like you got that nervous pit in your stomach before you go to work? There's been so many times in my life where I remember having a job, and maybe that job was a good paying job, maybe it wasn't. Most of the time it was a good paying job, and I was always afraid that I wasn't going to be able to keep up or keep that position, or like in sales, the month is over and you got to start over again. That sick feeling. I want to share something with you about that. How to get rid of that pit in your stomach sick feeling. The reason why you have that sick feeling in your stomach is because somewhere in your core being, somewhere what you believe about yourself is you believe that maybe you might not be good enough to be in the position that you're in, or that you're going to lose that position, or that your lifestyle is going to completely change. And after experiencing this over and over again, and I'm 49 years old. At 49 years old, you should have a lot of stuff figured out. And I don't know, in the last couple of years, I was able to finally get rid of that pit in my stomach, to get rid of that nervous feeling of, do I have real control over my destiny? Even though I have a great title, I make great money, I've got things are taken care of. Is it really worth it to be living that way? Nope, it's not. It's totally not. And it wasn't until I was like, you know what? I'm ready to say F it all. I'm ready to walk away from all of this, and I meant it. I was ready to walk away from all of it. And what's funny is, as soon as I knew in my heart and in my head and in my gut this was the right thing to do, I did. It was the right thing to do. I wasn't in the right place. You should not, I don't care where you're at, I don't care what you're doing, I don't care what your position you're in, you shouldn't have a pit in your stomach providing for your family, taking a job. You just shouldn't be that. Do yourself a favor. Take an inventory on where you're at in your life and realize, what aren't you doing in your current position right now? I knew I was doing everything I could. I was trying so hard to be successful, to teach, to train, to develop, to be the best employee I could, to be the best manager I could, trying to live by example, getting there early, staying late, all of the above. Check. I was doing everything I could. Then I realized when I looked around, it just wasn't worthwhile anymore. I was trying to please people that couldn't be pleased. I was trying to please people that could care less about me. I was trying to do a job against all odds, against fighting everybody, to do things the right way. It just got to a point where, why am I doing this? Do I need to do this? Do I have to do this? Because the truth be told, you don't have to do anything. If you don't want to do it, you don't got to do it. And when I left, when I actually completely, after that 60-day period of going through the No Comfort Zone Challenge, my own version of the blueprint, when I went through it and I did a day-to-day inventory and I worked hard at getting outside of my comfort zone by not staying comfortable or being comfortable for too long, I worked my ass off, personally, spiritually, mentally, relationship-wise. The reward was so amazing that when it finally got down to the end of it, I'm like, I've actually trained myself to be able to walk away because I'm confident enough to do it. Did I have a ton of money saved up to provide for my lifestyle? No, I didn't. Did I have the support of my family and everybody in it? I absolutely did. Because they knew how hard I was trying, and they know deep down inside I have good character and I was trying to do the best I could, but they didn't want to see me miserable anymore. So when I finally actually said, I'm out, mic drop, done, what a scary feeling. But the next morning, I felt like the weight of the world was off my shoulders. And then I realized some things. I realized this is how you're supposed to live. You're supposed to feel good about going to work. And today, that's what I try to do for everybody that works there. I want everybody that comes, I got some, I think I'm maybe 100 employees. I want everyone to, 2 different locations. I want everyone to come in and feel great about their work. I even talked about this at one of the, they had a Chamber of Commerce meeting, and they invited all the leaders in the community to come in, and I had a chance to speak over this 8-week course, and I got to speak for 75 minutes. And I just explained to them, basically, here's orientation. Here's what life is like behind the curtain at where we work, and here's what we do, and here's how we lead. And it was always about transparency. It was always about mindfulness. It's always about ways to communicate. It's the right way to do a one-on-one interview with an employee and making sure that you're getting the most out of them and that they're fully engaged. And if not, what steps do we need to do in order to get them engaged? And I even talk about this on the blueprint when I talk about the knowledge, attitude, skills, and habits. What's an attribute of an employee you need to have? We put that in the middle, then we look at it. Where's their knowledge, where's their attitude, where's their skills, and where's their habits? We have them rated. It's a gap analysis, and they end up coming up with, what's the game plan of how they're going to get engaged. Then we just kind of stay mindful and hold them to it. But not to get off the subject or anything, but what I absolutely find fascinating, taking the time and opportunity to meet with people really changes stuff. So you're not in an island by yourself when you go to work. But really what I wanted to talk about in this podcast was something so simple as, if you've got that gut, that pit in your feeling, maybe you could do the knowledge, attitude, skills, and habits and see where you're at. Maybe you don't have enough knowledge in your current position and you need help. I'm going to be really transparent. I'm going to put this out there. Financial statements. It's a big part of what we do. We produce, we provide services and sell things, and there's a financial statement, and I'm responsible to make sure that I can produce the best financial statement. There are so many different variables in that financial statement. I'm not an accountant. I'm not that guy. I'm more of a sales guy, but I have to understand how to really read and interpret a financial statement and make decisions for the greater good that we can impact the financial statement successfully, while creating a great culture and environment for all the employees, and also a great place for products and services that are sold and stuff at the place I work. So it's fascinating to me that I have this opportunity to learn so much more. So right now I'm actively seeking how to learn how to read financial statements better and create a better impact. Additionally, what I'm doing is trying to create a better environment for the people around me by making sure that my attitude is on point, even when things may not be going the best ever. See, I still believe in the team and the culture and all that. So by creating this environment, I really do not want people to have that pit in their stomach when they come to work. I want them to escape to come to work. If they got challenges and stuff in their life, I want them to come to work to have a good time. Think about that for a minute. Having that opportunity to learn more about yourself by coming to work, and if you do have that pit in your stomach, you just shouldn't be in that place. And what I mean by that is you should look at the good that you do and what you bring, and you shouldn't worry about somebody else's opinion or your boss's opinion. You do the job you best you can. You work your ass off. You do come in early. You do stay a little bit late. You have boundaries in place. And you know what? When you do a good job, let people know. Don't be a braggart, but when you do a good job, let people know. And when you're having a hard time, ask for help. That's one thing in my position. I love when people come and ask me for help, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to incorporate the other managers, because I believe if you can help somebody, you guys can grow together. And if you can grow together and grow through it, I just think it's going to be a better environment for everybody, so that people aren't going to have that pit in their stomach when they come to work. So if you're having a pit in your stomach, not feeling the best when you're at work, and you think, there must be more, I'm going to share with you this secret before I sign off here. Here's the secret. It's really time for you to get a little uncomfortable personally. Challenge yourself more. Put more demands on yourself than your employer can. There's a fine line there, because I do that and I make myself sick sometimes. But I want to produce the best I can for the people around me, because I'm committed. And as a leader, I think that's what it really needs to be. Now I want to learn more how to work smarter instead of harder, so I can be of a greater good. But think about that for a moment. The pit in your stomach will go away when you realize that you're a servant and you're there to serve. You're not a slave. You're not in that position. You provide a service, whether you're an hourly employee, whether you're, even if, let's just talk about something else really quick. Even if you're an entrepreneur, you still provide a service. And when you realize you have the servant mindset and you're a leader and you have the servant mindset and you go there and you're just going to do your best to serve and help other people, that pit in your stomach will go away. And when you do that long enough and the pit won't go away because you just feel not good about where you're at, maybe it's time for a change. And that might be one of the biggest things you need to do to get outside of your comfort zone and start living on purpose. But let me share this with you. You got to take some small steps before you just jump off, into the abyss. You got to challenge yourself and prove that you can get outside of your comfort zone and survive. And if you go to the blueprint, it'll show you exactly how to do that so you can start making changes that will impact your life so that you can be the hero version of yourself, so that when you do show up, the person that shows up is the person that everybody wants to be there, your family, your friends, and everybody else, because you know you shouldn't be living with a pit in your stomach. It's time for you to get out of your comfort zone and live on purpose.
Say goodbye.
Want more of the No Comfort Zone? You can follow Dan on Instagram and Twitter at NoComfortZone1.
Bye.
Or on the web at thenocomfortzone.com.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the No Comfort Zone podcast.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.